Today, we're going to be answering some of your interesting questions that you submitted in our Skool group. So I put a post up in the Skool group. I said, yo boys, we're making another video answering Skool questions. So if you've got something you've been stuck with for a while now, ask away, make them interesting too. Dating, physique, appeal, anything you want clarity on.
The first question is a relationship one. My relationship has gone south and she seems to have lost attraction despite the fact that my physique has never been better. Boys, be honest, is it salvageable or is the water gone cold? And then we asked, can you be a little bit more specific? Why do you think it's gone south? Not being intimate is a huge one that's bothering, not replying to texts. She used to text me all the time and she always has her phone on her, so it's 100% on purpose. So I wanted to take on her a date because I thought that would have been the problem. Told her to be ready for me at this time and dress pretty. Had to wait like 30 minutes. She put on some plain clothes. I felt disrespected, so I cancelled it. Tried to talk, G move. Tried to talk to her about it and she acted dumb. I don't know what you mean. I'm kind of answering my own question here. I feel like she's doing these things so that I break up with her. After that incident up until now, I just didn't contact her. It's not the end of the world for me because I've got other things to do, gym, diet, studies, fucking G move again. When I catch a break and have time to think, I just get sad and kind of annoyed at the situation. She is, or rather was, good wife material, no tattoos, doesn't smoke, drink, helped me with my meal prep, and I was her first boyfriend. So,
well, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I think your gut knows what to do, man. I think you realistically know deep down what the truth of the matter is, man. I mean, you told us yourself, like you said, you answered your own question. Your instincts are almost always true when it comes to relationships and dealing with female nature. Yeah, like I say in some videos, if the water's gone cold, yeah, a lot of the time, man, someone else is using the hot water. I'm not insinuating anything. I don't even think that is possibly the case here, but it's a possibility to weigh up. But in terms of you trying to salvage the relationship, that's not something you're capable of doing. That's not something you can actually do. The only way you can salvage a relationship if she's actually gone cold or she has pulled back or she's showing you disinterest or a lack of intimacy is to do nothing at all. That is always how you resolve it. You sit back, you don't text her, you don't say anything to her, you don't try and provide any logic to it or try and work it out in a conversation because women aren't logical. That's what I always say. You can put a lot of effort into women and you can do things that make sense, right? And it's usually how men work. You do something for someone and they do something back for you, and it's like a value exchange. Women don't operate in that way. They can wake up one day, say, I'm not really feeling the same way about this guy, and that's it. And there's no logic attached to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it too personally. It happens to everyone. Some girls just have like a bad day or a switch of emotions. One day they're just not into you, man. Even if your physique is on point, you're doing all the right things, you sound like a G from the way you operate. You know, you told her to be at this time, dress pretty, etc. Then you didn't contact her when she disrespected you. I think that's the good move. And just don't contact her, man. If she's treating you with disrespect, move on, find someone that will treat you with respect. I think that's how I'd handle it. Obviously, I don't know the nuances of the situation, but it can just happen, man. Some girls just want to have fun. They get comfortable with a guy. There's just not that spark there, or they just want something new, or they've always got some reason in their head. Yeah, don't take it personally. Move on with your life, man. If she wants to join your life again, she better make your life amazing for it to be worth joining back into your life.
Like Drake famously said, bitches, they come and they go. All right, so does autism help or hinder you getting shredded? Yeah, I mean, I think it would benefit you, honestly. I think some of the best people in the world, some of the most intelligent people in the world, they're all very autistic. I mean, autism gives you the ability to hyper-focus on one activity and get extremely good at it. And there is a lot to learn about getting shredded and building the AAA physique. There's a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, there's different strains of autism. There's like ones, I know there's like the spectrum, obviously, then there's Asperger's, which I always thought was autism, but apparently it's not. It's a separate disorder. But there is certain flavors of autism where you almost get like upsides and then you take a hit to your like EQ, but your IQ gets a buff. And I think I am one of those people. I had to work really hard to become sort of socially normal. Maybe I'm still not quite socially normal. I think like extremely neurotypical people live very typical lives. They sort of just fit in and follow the masses. I think people in the extremes, it's a lot of the time autism. So you like the Andrew Tates, the Elon Musks, those kind of people, they're pretty aspy. The obsession that comes with autism and like the hyper focus on certain subjects could help 100%.
What are your thoughts on somatypes and if they are real? Sometimes I see someone and I think they are a textbook mesomorph, endomorph, or ectomorph, or maybe a mix of the two, but some people look like none of them in particular. It's just a generalization. It's grouping people into one category.
Yeah, I mean, it's like so funny. People say, are somatypes real? I say, I don't know. Do you believe in categorizing people's body types? It's not like genetics decide if we're one of three categories. We're somewhere on the spectrum of our metabolism being slower, maybe we're a bit bigger boned, we're a bit thinner, a smaller appetite, right? There's all these factors that play into how naturally thin or fat you're going to be. Because the thing is with somatypes, you could say everyone in America is like an endomorph, but everyone in Southeast Asia is an ectomorph. Is that the case? No, there's just more fatty food available in America.
Yeah, and it's going to change throughout your fitness journey as well. At the start, I was one of those guys that could just never put on size. I didn't care about food. I didn't want to eat it. I was like an ectomorph, a classic ectomorph. And then I went through one big bulk where I really pushed it. Since then, it's been the opposite for me. I find it now harder to cut. I could eat like a fat fuck if I really wanted to.
Yeah, like I'd say now I'm like more of a mesomorph. I'm kind of average build. Before I was an ectomorph. But yeah, I believe it's a decent way to categorize body types. I believe that genetic factors do play into how thin or big you are. So yeah, I guess I do kind of believe in it. There's no scientific backing behind it.
After a serious weight loss grind, I dropped around 18 kilos in 4.5 months, roughly 0.9 kilos per week. I'm now sitting around 13% body fat, but I'm dealing with some loose skin. If I cut down to 10%, as you recommend, I'm worried that the loose skin will get even worse. What's the usual play here? Start lean bulking now to start to fill it out, or give more time to the skin and cut later, or cut to 10% first and then lean bulk. Not a lot of loose skin, but it's noticeable around the waist and stomach, and the last 1 to 2 kilos of fat is mostly concentrated there.
Yeah, so this is a tricky one. There's no reason you have to get down to 10%. It's just the leaner you get, the bigger leeway you have for your bulk and the better the bulk is going to be. So, I mean, if you are dealing with loose skin and it's playing with your mind and you don't like how it looks, yeah, you don't have to get down to 10%. Start your lean bulk now. Just eat slightly above your maintenance and put on some quality size. So yeah, it is a decent strategy to lean bulk now, put on some size, and the next time you get lean, obviously you're going to be a bigger person, so you're going to have less loose skin. Or you could just cut to 10% now and just put up with how it looks. But if you don't like how it looks that much, maybe just bulk from this point.
It really does come down to what you think looks best on you. Some guys actually look better at a higher body fat, 13, 14% than they do when they get really lean.
I would appreciate some tips on how one can build an Instagram/social media based on their physique. I want to create high quality posts using my physique once I finish this lean bulk and shred down. It's just post and learn. I know it's like super uninteresting to say, but just start posting, provide value. Think about what you would want to see from a creator. What would you find interesting? And don't post anything that you wouldn't. But I would base my social media Instagram on educating. I wouldn't do it so much in entertaining people because you're competing with the Mr. Beasts or the Jesse James Wests. Like, you just can't be as entertaining as those people. So format what you know into an easier to digest way so that you can teach people. Just improve the videos over time. Learn off every video you post. Just start posting, because the best time to start your social media was yesterday.
Yeah, and we talked to Ariane a lot inside the group calls. So I know he does some calisthenics as well, and he's got his own unique way of training and the way he likes to do things. And that's when you can come up with your own philosophy around training and help guys do it in the same way, right? It worked for you and it will work for other people. So just teach people that and just create really interesting videos and separate yourself from the masses. We were able to have a successful business and a successful YouTube channel because we really tried to separate ourselves from the bullshit we were hearing over and over again. And it was truly like our philosophy around building a physique and how to structure it all. That's why it popped off, because it was authentic to us.
And don't be afraid to copy either.
Yeah.
I would just say that. Don't be afraid to take inspiration from other people. Everyone always hits a wall in their content creation where they don't know what to post because they need to create something original every time. It's like, no, just find what has already worked for other creators and put your own twist on it. The best way is to just copy a video from a neighboring niche.
And also systemize everything. Have days that you film, have days that you edit, have days that you build your product. That's going to help you build it into a routine that's going to work for you.
How to become successful fitness influencer or creator if you already have an impressive body. So very much like Ariane. I've seen some of your videos, man. You're on the right track. Just make quality videos. That's all the algorithm cares about. It's just making good videos. If your videos aren't getting views, it is simply just down to the fact that they're not videos that people click on and watch for a long time. That's all the algorithm really takes into account. It's just if it's a good quality video. So yeah, don't get offended if the video doesn't do well. Just learn on how you can improve it.
Yeah, treat it like an apprenticeship.
And you'll never be good at it to start off. There's tons of videos on our channel that just absolutely bombed, and we learned from that and we learned what works better. But the same advice as Ariane, just post what you would want to watch from a creator.
In an age of increasing gender wars combined with a history of being mistreated by women when I was younger, or heartbreak from me ignoring obvious red flags, how does a young guy like me crawl out of not caring as much to talk to women in public or on apps? I almost have no urge for it because of how I see women act and talk. I want to avoid the next stage of my life where I get a physique to get girls on purpose just to ignore them in public. Revenge physique boys. Look but don't touch. How would you balance being a good guy who genuinely cares and not giving a damn because you won't let anyone bring you down again?
You cannot have a negative outlook on women, guys.
Yeah,
it's not
their
fault. This gender wars thing is so gay, man. If you understand female nature and you understand how to operate relationships and attract women, you'll love women because they're great. They honestly are. They're good at what they're good at doing. I honestly think the gender war thing is down to dudes. Oh, she's not going to let me hit. Oh no, I said it. It's us, boys. boys, most guys are bullshitting around.
Yeah.
Men should be sort of just taking the lead. And when there's no men taking the lead, the women kind of just submit to their biology and like their female nature, and it really shows. I've never really had a massively negative experience with women, because if there is bullshit, I don't put up with it, and I pick the best ones. It's quite simple. I don't think you should be seeking revenge.
Yeah, there's no revenge. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck if you build a good physique or you don't. They do not care, man. They have options, okay? And you wouldn't like her if she was ugly, right? Just like they wouldn't like you if you're not a fully developed man. It works both ways. You can't have a negative outlook on women or really anything in life. It's not going to serve you, man. Like the whole revenge mentality, the whole villain arc thing, super gay. It's never going to get you anywhere in life. You have to be just fully focused on yourself. Man, and great women will come into your life, man. Like Will said, I've never had really that bad of an experience with women. I get my coffees brought to me. I get my meal prep made, my bed made, and we have a great time. Yeah, it's never any issues, and you can have that.
So back to the question a little bit more. How does a young guy like me crawl out of not caring as much to talk to women in public?
You can't get that way.
Yeah, you just gotta force yourself to get out there and create a positive dating life. Because even I had this phase as well. For like 6 months, I just opted out. I opted out because I had a negative experience like this, and I was like, that was just kind of a waste of time. I got better shit to do. And maybe it is good at some point to kind of opt out and focus on yourself, but I still think you should always at least somewhat dip your toes into the dating market, see where you are, and just sort of learn a little bit more about how to operate relationships. Because
yeah, I mean, you got to learn.
Yeah.
You need to learn. You need to go through the ringer. You need to learn female nature the hard way. That's all good stuff that you've been heartbroken. Every dude goes through that, bro.
Yeah.
And like, okay, you don't go into the dating scene and you don't go and approach women and you don't put an effort in it and you don't set yourself up on social media and really put an effort. What are you going to do? Just sit at home and wank? That's fucking weird, bro.
Simple question. What's your guys' opinions on Prime hydration? I've been thinking it's an excellent drink due to its 700 milligrams potassium per bottle and low calories. I mean, everyone hates on it because it's not good. It doesn't have a massive amount of electrolytes. We'd love to do this on the internet, like to see things as just good or bad. Like, what is it good for? Well, if you need to up your potassium, I think, yeah, Prime hydration is great. Got a super high potassium ratio compared to sodium. I'm not sure why they specifically did that formula. I think it's just because potassium is probably cheaper to include in the drink, and they have like the total electrolyte number on the front of the pack so that they can like claim a really high number. But for guys that are trying to get their potassium intake higher, yeah, Prime's a great one. Coconut water, sweet potato. Most guys are over consuming sodium. Well, they're not over consuming sodium, but they're under consuming potassium.
And you could argue that artificial sweeteners aren't the best, but we all got lives to live here, man. Yeah. That's the other thing I just want to talk about is that, guys, in our life, we have tons of artificial sweeteners. It hasn't held me back from building a good physique. Okay, I die at 75 instead of 80. Okay, I just not the life I really care to live.
Weight gain problem. When I started my journey, I was really skinny, 9% body fat. And I play basketball, so I need to bulk up. I am dirty bulking, eating all stuff, reaching my carbs, 85 grams of protein daily and eating 2,700 calories every day. My maintenance is 22. Still not seeing any difference. Please help. And I track my foods. Okay, so if you're not gaining weight, then 22 is not your maintenance. And if you're actually eating 27, well, then that's your new maintenance. If you're not gaining weight, your current calorie intake is your maintenance.
Yeah.
So you need to up the calories more.
2,700 calories isn't a lot of calories.
I know you're a young guy. I remember this was one of the guys' physiques we rated, and he's like 13. So like that's insanely young to be even worrying about calories, macros, or anything. I was literally just grinding Minecraft, I think. But yeah, if I would actually give some actionable advice, it's that, yeah, if you're not gaining weight, then you obviously just need to eat more. There's so many of these questions that go around. Every influencer gets asked this. How can I lose more weight? I'm on 2,200 calories. How can I gain weight? I'm on 27. What do you think? You just eat more. You find a way to eat more. Even if your appetite isn't great, you need to gain weight, you need to eat more. I don't know what to say. And then as well, you got to make sure the tracking is on point.
Yeah.
If you're actually tracking everything, or you're overestimating what you're actually eating, because maybe that's not your actual intake, but if that's dead on, you've tracked everything to a T, and you've tracked your weight over a series of weeks, like you're not just freaking out over day-to-day scale weights, then okay, yeah, you actually need to put the calories up. But a lot of the time, guys say I'm not gaining weight because they haven't gained like 5 kilos in a couple of weeks. Like when I'm gaining weight, I'm trying to gain weight at like a kilo a month, right? I'm trying to gain half a pound a week, because that's actually how fast we can accrue muscle as a natural lifter, or even the enhanced guys, they won't push it over a pound a week. So they're having a discussion about the protein intake. The protein intake is not the problem. Eat more carbs. If you've hit your protein goal for your body weight, the carbohydrates are the wild card. We just add carbohydrates until we're in a surplus. Yep, that's all the questions that were in the Skool group, guys. If you want to have your questions answered, that first thing in the description, you know where to go. You can now actually join at the lowest tier, which is $6 a month, and you get access to the community where you can ask questions like these guys. It's never been cheaper. It's a great opportunity to get in there, to get some advice from us. With that being said, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.